In the grade school category, I start off with classical music because it was a lot quieter, it was a lot calmer and such. I didn't really like I didn't really like loud music. I didn't really like, loud, sounds from coming from a jet plane or a car or anything like that. It's just pretty, it's just really hard. Sometimes even I would literally take my shirt or sweatshirt and just go, like this. I have been more sensitive to very loud music or just very loud sounds in general, to be honest with you. That's why I kind of start off with classical music when I think I was second grades or third grades. Anyway, in the grade school category, I start off with classical music because it was a lot quieter, it was a lot calmer and such. I didn't really like I didn't really like loud music. I didn't really like, loud. Sounds from coming from a jet plane or a car or anything like that. It's just pretty, it's just really hard. But it's not just the hearing stuff that I was just more sensitive. It was also, smell, to be honest with you too. There were certain stenches I just couldn't really quite handle, and just rather would, plug my nose most of the time throughout the whole day because I couldn't handle stench. Sometimes even I would literally take my shirt or sweatshirt and just go, like this, with my nose over the fabric too. Certain stenches, whether it be candles or no, or even gasoline or something like that, which I'm sure you don't really smell gasoline because it's bad for you, but but that was just my solution. Is just taking something, whether it be a fabric, and trying to cover it over my nose and mouth and such. And smell was definitely one thing I was very sensitive to. Another thing I was probably more sensitive was also sight and color. Too much color, too much textures all at once. It's almost like a seizure inducing in such a way. But I never really quite had seizures set back then. It was just too much. It was just too much, color, too much textures, and polka dots and stripes and even squares and checkers or checkerboards kind of thing too. I was pretty sensitive to that too, which is pretty much why growing up I was just so into really, really, really old cartoons, like back in the 1930s to 1950s kind of cartoons as well, because they're simple, they're simple, don't have as much color and such. I mean, there were some color when they were discovering color back then when it comes to cartoons, but just mostly black and white, just simple, kind of things too. Which is pretty much why I was just so much into Felix the Cat and Popeye growing up too. Yeah, I think those are just pretty much the three things I was just mostly sensitive to. It was sight, too complex of the sight, loudness of the ears, and also the sensitivity of smell. So those are like the main three. However, there's one sense that I was definitely very fond of growing up, and sometimes even today, and that's also touch. Now, sometimes even today, when I'm all by myself, when I'm working and trying to think and stuff, I would actually take my arms and just slowly, very slowly, not too quick, but just slowly feel my arms and also my palms as well, just like that. It may even tickle on certain occasions, but the reason why I did that, and sometimes even do occasionally today, was because, hey, it just helps me think. It just helps me calm down, and just goes with whatever goes on. It's just comforting. It's comforting to me. I would even lie down on the floor, just feeling the fabric of the rug or the ground or anything like that too. Very slowly too. Kind of just savoring the moment, savoring the touch and such. I know it kind of sounds weird, and to be honest, it does feel weird to talk about. But hey, that's what I kind of did, back then, and kind of do sometimes today, and it's comforting. It's very comforting too. Obviously, I would never, do that kind of stuff on public situations, but only in private. That's what I would do. That's one thing I was very sensitive of when it comes to touch, and today I'm definitely into that as well. Since sensory into taste, well, not too much. However, I do like to occasionally chew on a toothpick every so often. But hey, that's one of those fidgets I usually do and such. I guess sensitive into the five senses. They can be really they're turned up the notch all the way up to 10. So that's what I kind of think when it comes to what I'm most sensitive to, and today I am kind of more sensitive to on all of those things. However, the only difference is I'm able to handle them in such a good socially acceptable kind of way, and that's the only difference. So you can still be sensitive to many things. It's just how you handle them. That's the only difference. And so if I can handle it, if I can do things that are socially appropriate, in a socially appropriate setting, then you can do that as well.